Good morning. I'm Sue. I'm a grateful believer in Jesus Christ, and I just want to share with you a little bit about a mission trip that I just recently took to Tapachula, Mexico. I was participating with International Commission, which is one of the missions that we support. Here's some pictures from the church that I was at in Spanish, Go and Make Disciples in all of Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. And that was our mission, was to make disciples. So we work with local churches to equip and enable the sharing of the gospel. That picture there is the First Baptist Church of Tapachula. I also worked with some local missions there as well, which is the Sinai Mission and the translation, the Good Counselor. And these are some of the participants here. You see a fellow with his son. They were going around, they saw us going around with our cubes and sharing the gospel message, how sin separates us from God, and talking about the love of Jesus Christ. Well, that man and his son decided to make their own devices to carry as well. They had the little colors and pom-poms of the salvation message, red for the blood of Christ, white for washing away our sins. So we worked with those kids, fathers, mothers, ladies in the church, and went around and shared the gospel. We shared it personally, one-on-one with people, in small groups, at stores. We're in a park. We just walked wherever we could and shared the gospel and used this cube, or we would use the cards that I've got here. You'll see here in this picture that we have a group, a lot of migrants in Mexico right now. This is the crossing point between Guatemala and all of Central America coming into Mexico, and migrants moving up north. This group was about 50 Haitians. There are people from Haiti, people from West Africa, the French-speaking countries of Cameroon and Benin. We had people from Cuba, we had Venezuelan refugees, Hondurans, all of those. And they needed to be fed, prayed over, encouraged, and to share the gospel with them. And here you can see this was our food ministry. We set up tents and we would feed those in need in the morning and share the gospel with them at the same time. So we had a tent outside the local hospital, and we also had a tent in the plaza next to the church. And anyone who needed food would come and get a meal, and we would share the gospel with them. We would pray with them, talk about their needs, distribute Bibles for them. One of the issues is that we didn't have any French Bibles. We had the Spanish, so I gave away a couple of my English Bibles because some of the Haitians did speak English. And we would just share with them. And you can see here one of the ladies was actually sharing her Bible with the person next to her. Just an amazing situation here. You use what you have, what the Lord's blessed you with. This church took old green tablecloths, sewed them together because they couldn't have the children in the church right now for COVID restrictions. And they learned how to do video animation, borrowed a computer and used this as a green screen to create a children's program that's broadcast on state TV on Saturday. It's also on YouTube. And we participated. We got on the costumes. We shared the message with the kids. I shared that link of the program. They still have the programs online that you can go to, and you can actually see how we share the message with the children. Their VBS program that followed us for that week after we got back to the U.S. was on We Are Little Missionaries for the children. And so they had a missionary from Mexico who lived in Kenya who shared. I shared from the U.S. And we continued the message that now that we have left Mexico, you children, the youth of the church, and your parents are the missionaries now locally to those people who are in need and need to hear Christ's story. And we can point people to who are in a hurting world to Christ through book studies and rehabilitation outreach. So we shared the CR materials, and we had baptisms in the Pacific Ocean. and just had a wonderful time fellowshipping. Our age group, if you want to go with International Commission, our team was from 15 to 85 years old. So there's a place for everyone. And we had 1,900 plus professions of faith, 6 baptisms, and 30 scheduled baptisms after we left. So if you're interested in learning more about International Commission or about sharing the gospel message, I'd be glad to talk with you after church. And we have wonderful both teachers and pastors who can teach you how to go about sharing the message. Charlene had a wonderful women's class, women's Sunday school class about sharing the gospel message with others. Thank you.